可以的，开始了。那我这个手机我就不能看了，用你的看吧。
对，
Should I say about TradingStar?
Yeah.
Should I
When
use
I change you can start. When I change your face, then you start.
Okay.
啊
Should I mention TradingStar?
Yeah, TradingStar is our account name.
Okay. I say TradingStar.
这边能进去了吗？
没有，你先开始吧，没关系。
没有，我现在给的是那个什么画面？
我就看到这个，为什么我每次点的看的是这个呢？没有，我只能点这个呀。
我看一下你有图笔是这个哈。
我不能这样点，我只能这样点。
订阅一下我们。
没有，我只能按照客户的去点，我才能知道客户点的是什么，你懂我意思吧？这个是我关键的问题。
我现在不知道他那个码有的时候给的是不对的。
你看，客户是这个链接。
不是那个，那个是刚才的那个。
对啊。我只能到他那个 VIP 群里面点那个链接，但为什么链接不一样呢？
我得再看一看，他给的那个总是直播不出来，我就得用每次直播开始了以后的。你看这个能吗？
TikTok 你没给我链接。
我还没开始呢 TikTok。这个能打开吗？
这个是这个。
对了，是吧？
对呀。
那你再给他们转一下呗。你给他们转一下。
好，我来转。这个链接要之前给他们，就等着。
我晚上得看看怎么固定一个链接。
先播起来吧。我怎么转不过来呢？你这边先播没关系。
那你就开始了呗。
等一下啊。等一下，别看了。收到了吗？用这个，用后面我发的2个链接发到群里。你发给客户，好，拜拜。
Or we can start, but you talk some others. When Robin tell you start, then you talk to our details, our
topic?
Okay.
Check it out.
But we can talk some others.
Okay.
OK. 那我们就直接切到他的画面吧，是吧？然后吧，你就先聊别的呗。You can talk some others.
No.
I
Okay. Hello. Welcome to TradingStar. We're just setting up a few things. We'll just wait for a few things, and then we'll wait for others, and then we'll get into the topic. So how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's excited to learn about a few things more about the market today. The things that we'll be talking about today will be mostly about something important that I learned during the early time on my trading years, but Hopefully, this information gives to you as much as it has given to me, and hope we can all make money out of this information. Currently, I'm reading up on what's happening with Israel and Palestine because that one has a lot of implication. I'm sure for those traders that are really, really getting into the market, you saw how much movement there was in the market this weekend. So maybe that's something we can discuss another time. In fact, I might get into that a few days from now, because that is an important data because that's important information whenever you know. Yeah, it's scary how that thing out of nowhere happened. It's like Hamas started bombing Israel out of nowhere. But because of that, so if you guys were able to take charge or take advantage of that, for those people who are very very bullish into gold, I know since last week gold has been already in the lower end and people have been waiting for gold to have a good info. So that's congratulations to you guys. How's gold? Let me see. Ooh, 1855. Nice. For those who are in a selling position for gold, how's the gold selling on an H1 basis? I'm also looking at my charts. So, while we're waiting for everyone, because we just opened the euro market as well, so we will see. Hello. Hello, Robin. Yes, gold has been good. Mainly because you know what? We'll discuss that. We can discuss that later. But for now, we can talk about um, our topic for today, which is hold up. Let me check my charts. Yes, so we'll be talking about how non-farm payroll. So aside from the aside from the war that happened over the weekend, the non-farm payroll was the data for non-farm payroll was released last Friday. For those who are not um, into the market yet or not familiar with how non-farm payroll works, every first Friday of every month, US releases information regarding their non-farm employment change. Meaning, did they get more employees during that month or did they get less employees during that month? This is a major market mover for all of the forex pairs because dollar is the base currency for a lot of the pairs, except maybe for the exotics. But most of the pairs they use dollar as the base. So any major data for the dollar affects all of the data for all of the markets. So last Friday, let's see what happened. There was, so the forecast was 177, but the actual data came back at 336. So if you see, if we look at our US daily chart, there was a huge movement with the market. So this weekend may not be the best weekend for us to give an example for that because there was a special event that happened. But let me check the past three or four non-farm payroll data so that we can see how how big of an impact non-farm payroll moves during this market. So let's see. Let's set up August 4. I'm setting up. Let me show you guys. So August 4, we'll just we look for August 4. For you guys who are watching, feel free to copy what I'm doing. August 4, and then let's check out September 1. So all you have to do is get a bar, look for September 1. And then let's look at July 7. July 7. I hope everyone's doing the same thing, or I hope everyone's not having a hard time, more of a hard time than I am. And last one is June 2. June 2. All right. So if you can see the charts, usually before the data arrives, there's a lot of small movements within the market usually, but after the data for non-farm payroll, there was huge movements. So let's see it from an H1 perspective. Yes, so you can see the chart during September. There's a lot of ranging movements, and there was a few data that was involved. Sometimes the market moves a lot in anticipation because aside from the usual Friday data that the non-farm payroll shows, there's a smaller data or every Wednesday prior to that, which is the ADP non-farm. They take about a small percentage of the US population, and they try to extrapolate the entire data. So they try to predict the Friday data with the Wednesday data. So that's why sometimes the market is waiting, especially if there's already a bullish or a bearish market trend, or wanting for a market trend that moves like that. The markets tries to set up beforehand. But normally after the data, if you look at that, it moves, the market moves a lot. So if you check it here, that's like how many pips? So 1,500 pips. So 1,500 pips in a few hours. So as traders, we actually like volatility. So because the dead market doesn't make us any money. So by looking at the potential of non-farm payroll, being able to predict the positions during that time, we are able to maximize our profits. Let's see again on a month prior to that. So as you can, so again, there was major movement a few days prior to the non-farm payroll, but then the market slowly ranges upward, continuing with its usual trending. But after the non-farm payroll, there was a huge movement again, which is how many pips? 700 pips this time in a span of 4 hours. So could you imagine taking advantage of 700 points in a span of 4 hours? That's Well, if you are able to position correctly. Again, we are advising everyone to always follow proper take profit and risk management and stop losses for your positions. So how do we usually take advantage of non-farm payroll data? So a few things. Hold up. A few things. One thing you can do, which some of my colleagues prefer to do, is they already put a position. Some of them hedge, some of them position already uh, what do you call this? A buy stop and a sell stop at the bottom, depending on depending on what they plan. Some prefer to put a position already. They hedged already, but but you get to decide on what you think is best for you, because for example, last Friday I wasn't able to trade with that market because I had to go out. I had to do something else. But which means is that this is the probably the best advice I could give everyone is that yourself make the market conform to your time. Make yourself be the one in charge of how you control the market. Don't be slave to the market. So even if sometimes there's good data coming out from every first Friday, you don't have to trade on that data, because if you're not sure, it's better to wait, because it's better to just wait for the sure money, wait for a short trade, look for a better opportunity. A small win is better than a big loss. So uh, it's harder to get back the money once you start losing in the market. So another thing that a colleague mentioned to me, that his position last Friday was a strong sell, but he was able to position. He chose to stay in the market, look at the market, wait for the time. By the time ADP non-farm in the Philippines comes out, it's around 8:30 p.m. So some of us prefer to go out, some of us prefer to trade and make then trade on that time. So personally, I chose to uh, position myself after the market, because usually when major data like this comes out, a huge market trend shows up, and then the market starts to stabilize. But during last week, the market is already looking for possibilities, or looking for since especially with gold, I mean with the US dollar, it was already overbought. When you look at all of the indicators like RSI and the MACD, it was already on the overbought position. So we were already looking for potential ways, for looking for just waiting for data for the market to shift around. So let us get back to if you have other questions, feel free to chat. Hello, uh, Mr. Gao. Hello. Yes, gold has been bullish. Yeah, so when I started, the my mentor mentioned that this data, the non-farm payroll is probably one of the most, if not the most important information that I should be always be looking into, because of the way it moves the entire market. So every Friday, for those who are first time in the market, if you want, it's one way of looking at possibly making a huge win already in just by looking at once a month trading. So if you are able to position yourself once a month, every Friday for the non-farm payroll, that's probably one good strategy for you. Other strategies that people tend to use is that uh, they already positioned themselves, like they already have a take profit and a stop loss, and a take profit stop loss on the other end, and then they leave the market already. They just close their laptops and just go out and just see what happens every Monday, because we're not sure of what will happen with the market. But as long, again, that's why we always focus on the idea that you should always look for, or always practice proper risk management with every single trade. Right. So right now we have discussed the non-farm payroll, and so far, since we don't have any questions, we can I can discuss what's the other thing that's on people's mind is how did the war affect the markets. So um, it's weird because the data that showed last Friday, it was very positive for the dollar, and then something happened over the weekend. The war happened over the weekend, and then we see that the people moved on the dollar and the gold, because usually when uncertainty happens during the market, people tend to go to or move their money towards safe haven commodities, or safe haven securities, which is the dollar and the gold. That's why if you were in the market for the gold during the weekend, you would have, if you bought the gold last Friday, by the time Monday got in, you would have seen the jump in the market, which is roughly around, how many pips was that? Roughly around 1,500 pips for the gold. Now, we are not yet sure if the position is still going, how high it is, because according to our daily chart for the gold, we see that the gold has been on a downtrend since September. So this could just be a retracement or adjustment from the traders, but we are expecting an announcement by Wednesday. I believe it's Wednesday, where some announcement from the Fed on on what they see and what's happening. Maybe they'll send information with regards to their position with the Palestine-Israel war. But currently, we are looking at a buy position for the no, for the gold. So yep, feel free to ask anyone if you still have questions. We'll do. Okay, so with regards to non-farm payroll data, make sure just you're aware that sometimes there are reversals that happen. Not even though the data shows extremely positive or extremely negative for the dollar during that time, sometimes the market switches and changes from the what you would expect. It usually means that the technical charting of the market is more than what is on the fundamental side. So that's probably one of the things that you should be wary of whenever you look at fundamental data like this. Okay, we're waiting for a few things. anyone has other questions that they wish to ask, feel free. If not, we can discuss another time. We can discuss another time, another topic, or a different information that you guys would be interested in. Hmm. Okay, so as of the moment, the dollar has been. Wow, wait, is there? So as of right now, wait, dollar is dropping. Okay, so we are currently finishing off a few information with regards to the dollar. Okay, so aside from the information that we have gathered, we are looking for, and anyway, if I guess we could extend for a few more minutes. If anybody has other questions they wish to ask, feel free to uh, share, type. So the thing. So aside from the non-farm payroll, I guess you could combine it with since the non-farm payroll is an information that you get and it shows you the general health of the US dollar. You can use unemployment rate also as a way to make better analysis. You can also see the unemployment rate. Unemployment rate, they usually give it out every week. So you can combine that with non-farm payroll, so you can have better information or better insights on how the US dollar or how the US economy is going in general. So currently we are looking at, since there's data coming out. Right, so if you look at what's happening with the market, the US dollar has been dropping strongly. Sometimes it sometimes the even though the market opens and the European market opens at 3 o'clock Philippine time or Singapore time, it takes a while before traders start moving on the positions, and then everybody starts to follow along. So we just so like for example, right now there's already 1,000 pips of movement. Yeah, almost 300 pips of movement for the US dollar index, and it is continuously dropping. And I guess it goes to show that the people are people are moving away from the dollar currently and shifting. Okay, if that is it, and any more questions? So no more questions. So make sure to follow up. Tomorrow we'll be discussing a few other things, and a couple of days from now we'll be discussing additional information with regards to how potentially you can trade. I believe the topic is around time frames and what we can do, what advantages certain time frames is compared to others. Looking forward to sharing some info with regards to that. And as you can see, the dollar index has been dropping, and the pound has been going up. So whenever something like this happens, some people are switching side, people are deciding which currency they want to back. Um, Again, it's your prerogative whether you want to catch the position or whether you want to wait a little and wait for the market to stabilize. Um, but for those of you who are very experienced, this could mean a lot. How many pips? This means high low of 400 pips in the span of an hour. It's like $400 in the span of an hour. Yep, $500. So this week, upcoming information. What are the important data coming up this week? So, yeah, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Philippine time will be FOMC member Waller speaking, and then some price PPI for USD will be showing tomorrow. On Thursday, there will be a meeting for the US dollars. I mean, for the US government from the Fed. So we're expecting huge movements by Thursday early morning here. We haven't decided yet whether or not we'll be watching the market during that time, but since it's early in the morning, I'm not expecting us to be monitoring the market during that time. And depending on the probably technical data on what's gonna be showing up, we might position ourselves for a few buying positions. And then on the evening, there's gonna be core CPI and CPI data for this week. Unemployment for the US dollar will be showing up on Thursday. And on Friday, Bank of England Bailey speaks. So that's something for the GBP, for the pounds, for the fans of pounds that likes to trade pounds. Pounds is probably one of the best pairs. GBP USD is one of the best pairs to trade because of the volatility that it provides. But again, it again with proper risk management positions. So uh, it's not a lot of major fundamental information for this coming week, but we are expecting any small data right now to move the market a lot. I mean, even right now, there was not a lot of data, but the pound moved 400 pips already. Okay, so if people are looking to, if you have, if you want to give your insights on what's happening with regards to the war, feel free to chat, feel free to say anything you want. What was the last unemployment claim? Oh, so to give you guys an idea on how huge non-farm has moved, like, all right, to give the example, the expectation was around 177. So the expectation was 171,000, right? And then the actual data came in 336. So when that data showed up, the US dollar suddenly moved up. Wait, what date was that? 6. October 6. There. So when that data showed that it was a huge positive for the dollar shot up by how many pips is this? By 600 pips, and then an hour, 2 to 3 hours later, everything the market went back to its original position. That's why I keep telling everyone. That's why non-farm payroll is a huge data. In fact, you can get your entire month's trading capacity in just one trade for every first Friday whenever you look at the non-farm payroll. But again, this information or this week's data might not be the best example for non-farm because last weekend was a totally unexpected attack from with the Israel and Palestine incident. So if you can see that even though the market tried to show that the the bulls tried to move the dollar up, it seems like the downtrend for the dollar is still very strong. That's because looking at the chart from the US dollar, you will see that it has been going up since middle of June. So people have been waiting for the dollar to drop because it's already July, August, September. So it's already 4 months since that the dollar has been continuously going up. So right now, the bulls are taking advantage of the situation and taking advantage that the dollar, any information with regards to dollar, has been on the selling side, even with the positive data from the non-farm payroll. And we are waiting for more information. Oh yeah, whenever a special incident happens that there's a lot of that brings a lot of uncertainty for the market, always look at either gold or look at the US dollar because as they say those are the safe havens. Those are uh, the the well safe havens. So you are people are sure that no matter what happens, those two things are the stable ones. So because when I haven't checked the stocks yet, I wasn't able to check what's happened with the U.S. stock market, but with the forex market, it seems that gold is still pretty strong, and I was actually expecting the dollar to be one of the stronger ones because because of the whole uptrend of the dollar for the longest time. but it seems that the bears for the dollar have been expecting this uh, rough data and have been positioning themselves and waiting for the dollar for a sellout. So even looking at the USD JPY, it's currently the RSI has been providing. No, it's currently in the middle, so it's currently looking for a current trend. As for the US dollar, let's check the RSI. So market is slowly RSI is slowly trending toward a sell for the US dollar. So we will be looking at this, and if we see that the position for the market is uh, available, if we see an opportunity that we are confident with, we might put another position. And gold has been so right now all everything against the dollar. If you want to look into which market is doing good, this is the pound. Pound is currently moving up and might be one of the reasons why the dollar index is slowing down because the pound is going stronger against the dollar. So feel free to take advantage of such movements. We are actually expecting a what time is it? Yeah, we're expecting a lot more movement later once the US market opens. And right now, since it's a lot of movement for the market, we might have to stop. Hold up. Yes, the bears are very strong right now for against the dollar. All right, if people are okay, we might have to finish this. We might have to finish this live service right now. So we are almost done. Yes, we'll give you another 5 more minutes for any other questions. Feel free to ask. If not, thank you for joining me today. Looking forward to seeing you guys later. Just so you guys know, this is what I'm looking at. I'm monitoring the US dollar and currently looking at since there's no news and we are I'm just and it dollar is continuously heavily dropping. Already double checking what is happening and looking at the charts on potential because sometimes fundamental information is not enough. That's why you need to have both fundamental and technical analysis in your tool belt to understand what's happening. Ah, all right. So a little bit of preview. I'm looking at both H4 and H1 and dailies for the US dollar index. And as you can see, for the movement of the MACD, that's why I'm saying that the bears have been waiting for the dollar to move, because there's already a lot of movement on the top. So anyway, thank you for no, thank you everyone for your time. Uh, I'll see you guys again in a few days. Right, thank you. Bye.